use the back series escape again, starting from the seatbelt hold. So it's a very good grip for in terms of control and attack. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go 2-on-1 on the arm that's around my neck to make sure that they don't, the threat of the choke is going to be a little bit minimized. And I don't have to necessarily break this grip right away, and I don't necessarily need to grab super tight. I'm just going to kind of keep a loose grip on this, and anytime he starts to open up to either grab the lapel or go into the choke, that's my opening to start prying this arm. So I'm going to pry this arm and kind of push forward, create a diamond, push forward, and I'm going to use my heels on the floor, and I'm going to dig my heels and scoot downwards. So as I scoot down, I'm going to bring this arm over to the other side of my head. So scoot and over to the other side. From this position, I'm going to go straight up to the tricep, so above his elbow, and then keep my elbow pinched nice and tight into my body here. So we did this last time with just this position, and some of the dangers here that we talked about is the guy can go for the arm bar. So if he's continued with that, he can swing into the arm bar position, come back. He can also swing into the guillotine position if he throws his thumb around and undoes this hook. As I start spinning to escape, I'll get stuck right into the guillotine here, either head and arm or just arm. Or just head. So if you use this position here, where we're gonna pop the grid, scoot down and over to this side, here it's a little bit harder for him to hit the arm bar, and it's a lot harder for him to hit the guillotine because it's gonna be draped. So we're gonna use this. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lean this way. Okay? And this is a little bit backwards from what we did last time, but we're gonna lean left, and he's just gonna collapse on me for this moment. So his left hand will be on the floor. So I'll collapse him here, and then now all I'm gonna do is my hip is like this. I'm going to start scooping my hip flat to the floor and try to undo this hook here. So as I scoop, I lift my hips to help clear this. Once I'm in this position, if I want to undo this hook, sometimes you can reach out here. The easiest thing to do is just kick and bring it back up. I'm going to go and resubstitute my left hand with the web of my right hand. So put this right here. As soon as I web here, I'm going to continue putting that pressure downwards all the way through into the choke. So here, my left hand will scoop underneath as close as I can to the floor and wrap around his head. Now we're just going to do our step over. So my left knee hits the floor, right knee's going to step over, and I need to make sure that my sternum clears his tricep. So step way over, all the way up over the top. Okay? I should be in a slight north-south position. Then I can lock up this hand here to go for the choke. Okay? If sometimes there's too much traffic here and it's hard to get, I'm going to start whipping my hand to the other side. So what I can do here is slightly lift his head off the floor and shoot my hand through. Okay? And as I shoot this through, my right shoulder will hit toward the floor as my left shoulder goes up high. I can switch my legs and shoot all the way deep. So my right shoulder is near the floor, and now I'm going to triangle the arm on this side. Sometimes it's a lot easier to wrap this up, and the choke is going to be a little bit tighter here. If you can't finish here, I'm going to slide my right leg in, baseball slide through, and I'm looking to hook something, one of his legs. And then I can continue this compression. Same thing, dig down, reach around, control here. I'm going to go left, and this time he bases. Bang. Now I'm having a hard time dumping him this side, so we'll immediately go to the other side here. So same thing, right now I'm going to be laying on top of his kind of inner thigh with my tailbone. So it's still hard for him to scoot out into the mount position. So I'm going to do the same thing with my hip, scooting out this way to undo this hook. I also have a free hand now, so I can undo this manually if I need to. So after I unhook here, we're going to look at what he's doing with this leg. If he's hooking here, I'm going to have a hard time rolling away. Okay? So I'm actually going to roll towards him. And the best thing to do when I want to roll towards this person is I'm going to lift kind of my elbow a little bit to make sure that my right hand goes underneath my elbow to ensure that I get the underhook. Because sometimes if I just shoot over top, Ryu can hook my underhook, and then he can get the power to continue to drive off. So here, I'm going to make sure that I low line my arm underneath my hip, underneath my elbow and aiming for his hip. And I'm going to essentially do the same thread the needle, or thread the needle combined with a step over. So I'm going to shoot through underneath to make sure that I'm under his underhook, and at this point I can start threading the needle with my left foot, or I can just continue stepping over into close guard. Sometimes you'll end up in this half butterfly guard position. Just make sure you have an extra base on this side to prevent that swing. So we do the same thing, control, dig down, lift over, control, dump left. He blocks, so we dump right. I can manually pull this off or use my hip. Okay. On this one, I cleared this leg as well. Or maybe it's not here. he's really looking to just escape or something, or he doesn't have the hook, or maybe he's got the what's it called, like a butterfly hook here, preventing me from turning in. So if he does this, I'm gonna roll away from him. Okay? You have to be kind of quick because the guy can latch right back onto your back. So when I do this one, I'm gonna do the same step over, and I want to make sure that I don't kind of go this way, because if I move too tight underneath his armpit, my head's gonna get stuck here. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is kind of scoot back down. So as I start stepping over, I'm scooting down, and my head will come through the armpit, and I can drive my left ear to his chest. If I do this, if I just stay here, he's gonna start sitting up. But if I put my left ear on his chest, it's hard for him to sit up because I've got pressure right on his neck, or on his chest. One more time on the last one. So here, 2 on 1, we dig, cross over, manually pull this off. Use my hips. Let's say he does a butterfly switch or I lose it. I'm gonna scoot downwards, pop my head through, step over, my left ear will go to his chest. I continue to drive up. Is that all of them? I think so. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's give it a shot. We'll do those.